Hi, my name is Ryuji Yagi, and in this video I'll be going over direct and limit comparison tests for series, which you will need to know for the AP Calculus PC exam. So to start, let's start with a direct comparison test. So to perform a direct comparison test, well, first of all, why do we use it? We use it to find if a series, converges or diverges. So to find out if a series converges or diverges, we can use the direct or limit comparison test. So to start, let me explain the direct comparison test. So for the direct comparison test and the limit comparison test, they both only work if the series in question are positive. That means the series has only positive terms. There can be no negative terms in the series. Okay, so to do the limit or direct comparison test, we first have a of n. This is our actual series. And we pick a b of n. The b of n we pick can be anything, any positive series, but it's recommended to make it easier to find out the comparison. It's recommended to pick highest and lowest terms, just one from the highest term in numerator and highest term in denominator, because this just makes it easy to compare a series. Next, once we have these two series, we check if two cases. If b of n is greater or equal to a of n, then if b of n converges, a of n does too. So what does this say? This says that if our series that we pick, the one that we make up randomly, is greater than a of n, and b of n converges, then a of n has to as well. And if we think about it, it makes kind of sense, right? Because we're saying that for every term, b of n is greater than a of n, which means that b of n is a larger series than a of n. But if b of n converges and b of n is larger, then it makes sense that by reasoning, since a of n is smaller and b of n converges, then it makes sense kind of that a of n has to also converge, which it does by the direct comparison test. Similarly, if a of n is greater than b of n, meaning that b of n is less, then if b of n diverges, a of n does too. Now again, this should also make a little bit of sense, because here we're saying that if the b of n, which is smaller, diverges, if a series that is smaller diverges, then the larger series has to diverge because it's larger and all the terms are larger, so it kind of makes sense that it has to diverge. Now limit comparison. Limit comparison says that if the limit as n approaches infinity of a of n, so the original series divided by our picked series b of n, is some number, constant number L, greater than 0, then we get another case. We get if b of n is convergent, then a of n is convergent. Similarly, if b of n is divergent, a of n is divergent. So just to reiterate, for the limit comparison test, we divide the original by our chosen series, and if it's a number L greater than 0, then if b of n is convergent, a of n is convergent. If b of n is divergent, then a of n is divergent. So let's try an example now. Let's say we have the series infinity k equals 1. Let's say the series ln of k plus 3 over k. So in this case, we want to try to pick the highest denominator, highest term in the numerator or denominator that we can compare. So we could pick ln of k over k to be b of n. Again, it's a of n. But maybe an easier one might be to pick k, just k in the denominator, because then we can find out pretty easily whether or not it's divergent or convergent. So we say b of n is equal to the series 1 over k. Now you guys should recognize the series. This is a harmonic series, and the k is being raised to the first power. Therefore, it's divergent. Again, because it's a harmonic series, and the power is 1. Okay, this is divergent. So now we need to prove that b of n is less than a of n for the direct comparison test to hold. And this one's pretty easy to prove because we have 1 over k here, less than or equal to ln of k plus 3 divided by k, which is obviously true, right? Because we have the same denominator, but the numerator, in this one we have only 1, but in this one we're multiplying by ln of k plus 3, therefore a of n is greater, and because b of n is divergent, by the direct comparison test, so this is what we say by the direct comparison test, a of n is divergent. And that's what we did. Next problem. Let's say we have the series the square root of n squared, or sorry, n to the 4 minus 3 over n to the 5 plus 9. So in this case, if I pick the highest term in the numerator, I get n to the 4 square root, so it becomes n squared. So this is again a of n, and I'm making it b of n. So I get n squared, highest in the denominator, n to the 5, so I get n to the 5. And again, this is just equal to 1 over n cubed. This is a pretty simple series to find out if it's divergent or convergent. It's again, a harmonic series, and in this case, our p is greater than 1, our p is 3, and because it's greater than 1, it's convergent. Again, by the p-series test. So now, when you prove that b of n is greater or equal to a of n, to make sure this series statement holds true. So we need to prove that 1 over n cubed is greater than square root of n to the 4th minus 3 n to the 5 plus 9. So it's a little hard to go from here to here in this case, but what we can do is we can consider what if we didn't have the 3 in the top. If we didn't have the 3 in the top, we just have square root of n to the 4, which is obviously greater, right, than having a minus. So now we can add a statement. We can say 1 over n cubed is greater or equal to square root of n to the 4 over n fifth plus 9, which is greater or equal to our original series a of n. And again, the reason why this is true is because in our original series we're minusing by 3 in the numerator, but in this series we're not doing that, so it has to be greater for every term, this one than that one, because again, we're not minusing 3 in the numerator. Now we can do this process again for the denominator. We can remove the plus 9. We can say that 1 over n cubed is less than or equal to square root of n to the 4, which is again over n to the 5, which is greater or equal to this value, which is greater or equal to a of n. And again, this is true because in this one, the denominator has a plus 9, but if we remove the plus 9, then we're going to get a series that's bigger than that because the plus 9 makes it smaller because it's in the denominator. And now you can see if we simplify this, we get 1 over n cubed because square root of n to the 4, which becomes n squared, and we get 1 over n to the cube, which is equal to this, and therefore our original series is less than our chosen series. And therefore, based on this reasoning, and based on the fact that's conversion, we can say that the original series is convergent by the direct comparison test. So again, the process here is we picked a series that was easy to find out if it was convergent or divergent. We found that out, and we proved that the series was greater or less than based on our result from here. So let's try out one more example. This one's going to be a different example. Let's say we have the question or the series 1 over n squared minus 9. So in this case, if we try to do the direct comparison test, we can pick, this is a of n, we can pick a b of n, like so. Again, simple harmonic, or sorry, just say p-series, not simple harmonic. And this is a convergent series because p is greater than 1. So now we need to prove that b of n is greater or equal to a of n. In this case, that's not true, and you can clearly see that because we're saying 1 over n squared is greater or equal to 1 over n squared minus 9, which isn't true. Because in this case, we have nothing in the denominator, but in this case, we're subtracting 9. By making the denominator smaller, we're increasing the error function. So this relationship is not true, and the direct comparison test fails. So what else can we try? We can try the limit comparison test. And so this is basically the process. If the direct comparison test doesn't work, but you have a series like this, you already picked a series, you might as well just try the limit comparison test. So let's try it out. Let's see. We get limit as n approaches infinity of, again, a of n, which is 1 over n squared minus 9, divided by, or multiplying the reciprocal, of 1 over n squared. So this is equal to limit as n approaches infinity of n squared over n squared minus 9. And you can see that the highest denominator is n squared, and so therefore this value of limit as it approaches infinity is just 1, which is greater than 0. And thus, based on the limit comparison test, we can say that a of n is convergent because, again, the limit comparison test gave us a value, a constant value greater than 0, and therefore our original series is convergent. So that's just basically the process. We try to find a series that's similar to this one and easy to check convergence for. And then after we check, if it fails the direct comparison test, we try using the limit comparison test. If it passes, then great. If it doesn't, we have to try another method. And yeah, that's how you do direct and limit comparison. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Bye.